Ooh-wee, it's hot. Let me turn this fan down. So what's up, guys? It's been a while. Clip here. Change of pace. I'm not working in the shop today. We're gonna change the color on this C30 project that I officially called my TYSON. We're gonna go from white to black patina. Stay tuned. Yeah, I hate when they do that hand thing too. I don't know. Watching too much YouTube, I guess, but let's see what we're working with. So like I mentioned, we're gonna go with a black patina. I've been wanting to do a black patina for quite some time now. And these are the colors I've chosen. This guy here. And this guy here. So we got a satin dark brown. We have a rusty metal primer. We have a semi-gloss black. And we have a metallic dark night. So we're gonna go with pretty much trying to mock this up right here. You can see, well, actually it's kind of hard to see on the phone, but if you've ever seen a black patina truck or a black patina car, you always kind of see the bare metal at one point, and you'll see a primer in rust color and then a few shades of black, kind of like where it's fading out from this kind of black to like this kind of black. And we're gonna try to mimic that with these colors right here. Let's start with this fender. We'll see how this turns out, and we're gonna work our way around. But they wanted to do black. I decided it's time to do black. All I've physically done up to now is grab my sander. I think I put it away already. There, just a good old sander from Harbor Freight, and I'm using a 220 dry, and just pretty much just making it smooth. That's all I did, nothing else. Wiped it down with glass cleaner, and after that wiped it down with the Poppies Patina wax and grease remover. After this is all said and done, everything will be kind of sanded down, and I'll try to recreate the patina as best as I possibly can, something like this. And then we will be putting a patina clear coat on it. So first is the darkest brown. I usually use leather dark brown. They didn't have that color in today, so we went with dark brown. So we'll spray that on first, then I'll come back with you. All right, should have bought more cans. That was our first pass, and I started laying the second color. Forgot to grab the camera for you guys, but Super hot today. I think today's 104 or 105. For our next color is this rusty metal primer. You can see I kind of just focus on the top sections of these fenders and these doors. Pretty much just trying to mimic where the sun would be burning these things. Like, it wouldn't be burning it here necessarily. It'd be burning it more here, on the top side of this, top side of these doors. And the rain, you know, coming down these gutters would probably, you know, take some of this off here. But there's really no rhyme or reason. You can't really get this stuff wrong. Sometimes I think a little bit of patina is better than just overdoing it. We're trying to mimic something to try to make it look as real as possible. These are just the under layers. I know it looks kind of funky, looks kind of crazy, but it's just kind of the process of doing this. Like, this is probably too wild. You want to stay away from streaks. It is, I mean, it is hot, but it's windy, so I was trying to stay a little bit close because I was running out of paint super fast because the wind was taking it. But I guess I'm just gonna have to wait till it wind kind of stops. Maybe fix this area a little bit. Then we're gonna switch to our black metallic. Just this guy here. And then we'll finish off with covering the whole thing in semi-gloss black. And we'll start just sanding. See what it looks like. The beauty of this stuff is you can always add more and sand it off, you know. So it's part of it. It's a process. Let me keep going. All right, I sprinkle some of that black metallic on top of here now. The final color will be our semi-gloss black. It'll go on top of everything. And it's kind of heavy on some of the edges here. The kids are playing. It's a little heavy on these edges with that metallic. So hopefully once we scuff it down, I'll get to some of these areas where in the sun you'll be able to tell that there's a little bit of metallic. It's not just all black. It's kind of where I'm trying to get at. Maybe it's kind of like a, what's that color? I think flint mica, I think it's called. It's like a really dark gray metallic. Maybe it'll give kind of an illusion of that, maybe. But let me keep going, and then we'll start sanding and see what we create. Okay, so it's the next day. Yesterday just got too hot. As you can see, we drove to Harbor Freight yesterday around 7, and then it said 104. It didn't cool down at all. But the good thing is it was hot enough to dry all the layers of paint, and I started sanding today. I'll show you what I bought at Harbor Freight. So this is what I use to sand after the paint layers have dried. And depending on how many multiple colors you use, just remember all that stuff has to dry in order for this stuff to sand properly, or else it'll just gunk up kind of like this. That's some stuff from yesterday. I try to use it as a wet sand. It's definitely not a wet sand, so if it doesn't say wet sand, don't wet it. It won't work. So I use the 600, and I also use the 1000, and then I also use the 3M Scotch Brite by hand. And then I use these Diablos. These are 320s. Let's see if I got one here. Well, it's one of these, but it's already worn out. I start with the harder one. I just painted this side, and all this Bondo, I don't know, hopefully it gives me a nice texture, because that ain't looking too great, but that's what's gonna make it look actually believable. Scratches and all that stuff gonna actually make it look like it was like that before. This stuff here, I'm definitely not a fan of that. So think I'm gonna have a buddy of mine come and do some body work on that. Had my son this morning rip off the brake booster, sand all this down, so all this will be a shiny black, and then out here will be a patina black. As you can see, I started already sanding, and I'm going down through the layers. You can see now that that dark gray, that's our metallic, so it makes it look like it's bare metal, but it's actually not bare metal, it's paint. So the bare metal itself is still protected, but that's this stuff here, metallic black night. So what you see through all here, like all this, it looks like bare metal. It's not, it's paint. So we have our black, and then we have our rust, and you can see some of the brown, and then this darker section here, that's our metallic paint. That is bare metal. Trying to find a spot. That is our paint. Ouch. So this is where I'm at right now. I don't really like the stripes, so eventually I'll get in here and kind of blend these in, try to eliminate this and blend these together a little bit more uniform. Try to stay away from going side to side, because you'll start creating streaks, and the sun does not wear out this paint in streaks. So just think about it. The sun would hit here before it would ever hit here, so your wear is going to be right here along this edge right here and this top layer here. You can always add paint if you go too far. See, that's our white, our actual base of our truck. Not mad at it. Maybe I'll leave it. Definitely not a problem. I definitely don't mind if it looks like it used to be white a long time ago and then somebody painted it black and then it faded. We can go for that look too. But the little shine that it has right now is our 2000 grit. This guy right here. This one is a wet sand, or it says use damp. That's what I'm using right now. This right here doesn't take away very much material, so I'm using this to blend all these together. No, not doing this, but more kind of doing this. And you'll start seeing all these cool colors that you put on the bottom start to come out little by little. And after that, it's just a matter of how much of that undercolors do you want it to actually show. I want a little bit more in this area here. I'm definitely going to try to eliminate those two lines. The fender actually looks pretty cool. I guess it'd be a little bit. Let me see if we could pour some water on here, because I am going to clear coat this thing. So when I put water on it, it usually kind of helps me see the end result. It'll mimic a clear coat. So if you can see like that, that looks pretty cool. In my opinion, obviously. I mean, if you're not into patina, you're definitely not gonna like this, but, or even a clear coated patina, you're definitely not gonna like this. But if you do like this, this is how I make these creations. Because at the end of the day, that's all they are. They're just little creations in my head. You can do as much as you want, you can do as least as you want. Like right here, the machine can't get in there, so if you wanted something in here, you'd have to get in here. Try to eliminate your fingers, because you'll create lines. So try to even pressure kind of side to side, up and down. Take your time. Eventually you will break through the black. If you put too much top layer, it's just going to take that much longer to get to the other layers. So I know there's only one pretty thick layer on here, but I definitely have enough of different methods to get down there. That actually looks pretty cool now that I see it like this. The stripe's actually not as noticeable. Maybe I could just get rid of this spot right here. This actually kind of reminds me of a almost like a beautiful koi fish or something. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I could definitely live with that. I'm gonna get to it a little bit more. I won't be able to show you an end result because I'm not gonna clear coat it today, but I'll definitely wet this whole side, give you a little glimpse. And I don't know if we're gonna call it fake patina or how I do my patina, or turning a white truck that, or let me clarify a few things. This truck was originally white. The way you saw it was not the original paint. It had a little scuff and shoot, some people call it, where at one point it was white and this fender was replaced. That's why there's so much Bondo on here. Or it was hit. That could be another thing. It's probably original fender, but it was hit. They kind of fixed it and they painted the whole truck. I was able to tell because when I was sanding through the white, there was a lot of spots that I found with gray primer and Bondo. So that did not come from the factory. So I'm not destroying a factory white patina. I'm just creating my own patina. And I guess that's all I can really say about that. You know, to each their own. And yes, I did not mask off the glass because I would get replacement glass. This one has a small crack on the bottom, and these will be replaced too. So I'm actually using this to my advantage and spraying paint all in here because all these rubbers are peeled back and they're going to be replaced. So don't worry too much about the window. The video is about the paint. So let me get back to work. Alrighty, that was at least a good 5 hours of painting and sanding, but I think I finally got to where I wanted it, and we're gonna throw some water on it to give it the illusion of clear and show you guys the final product. I guess what would be the final product after we throw the Poppy's Patina clear coat. There's the fender. If you guys are not into the gloss look, you can use the 1000 sandpaper and get it to like pretty much buff out and not throw a clear on it, and it'll give you a way less shine. And I guess it would be more of a natural patina look, because I know some people are not into the gloss, and some people don't even like when I refer to this as patina, because we all know this is, I guess you could refer to this as a fabricated patina. But there's the door, there's the fender, there's the side of the cab. There's how that would look. Hold on, mama. There's caca over there. Oh man, the dogs did caca over there. And then here's the back. The back doesn't have much. There's a few spots just kind of here, a little bit here, a little bit here. A little bit here in this section right here. This actually came out really nice. I really like how that came out. One thing I would say is don't try to make both sides exactly the same. Sometimes what you do to one side, try not to do to the other side, because as we all know, an actual patina is rarely exactly the same on both sides. And this side is a little bit on the extreme side. I threw some paint on it, and this section here was a little bit too much for me. That is a little bit too much for me, so I'll be throwing some more paint on it. This is decent. The little spots, I think I'm gonna throw some paint right here, eliminate this section right here. This is probably, that's probably better for you guys. Sorry about that. This corner is a bit extreme, but it looks really cool when it's wet. Definitely gives it kind of like the truck used to be white and then somebody painted it black. Now the black is fading as well. You can see the door. I'm sorry the camera's all over the place. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. This part's really cool. Love this little piece right here. And like I said, guys, this type of I hate to use the word paint job, but this type of method for painting is really preference. If you want more, add more, or actually take away more paint. As you can see, this fender was already worked on. That's gray primer, that's Bondo, that's Bondo, that's Bondo. So we didn't start with a perfect patina truck, so this is just me trying to replicate a black patina, an original black patina. What I'm gonna end up doing on this side is smoothing this completely out and then redoing this front section with the same colors in reverse, with the brown, with the red oxidized primer, and then the metallic, and then the black, and then redoing this corner to match this right here. So take it for what it is. I appreciate you guys tuning in. But we definitely went from a white truck to a truck that's not so white anymore. And it's the first part of transforming this truck from just a white ranch truck to a truck that you guys will now know as Mike Tyson. So thank you guys for watching. That's it for now. If you guys enjoyed what you guys saw, if some of these little tricks kind of helped you guys out along the way, or if you're planning on doing something similar to your truck, and if you guys refer back to something that I did here, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dirty hands. But until next time, guys, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Square body builders, that's the name. Fueling passion, igniting flame. Backyard hustle, grinding hard. piece of art.